everybody's been waiting for. No main events or anything like that, but I will tell you April 13th. UFC 300, number 2 ranked Yuri Prohaska versus number 5 ranked Alexander Rakic. Former bantamweight champion Aljamain Sterling moves up to featherweight to face number 7 ranked Calvin Kattar and the return of Bo Nickel. He hasn't lost a fight in 5. He's got 5 wins, all coming by finish. He's 5-0, and he is taking on Cody Brundage. Brundage's last 4 fights, his last 4 wins, have all come by first round finish. So, that is the lineup I have for you guys right now. I'll have more coming after the new year.
Hello everyone, how you all doing today? Welcome to Libra TV. Thanks so much for being here. So today's video, I'm going to talk about the UFC 300. A lot of people are talking about this fight. This fight is stacked. Since Dana White announced this card, there's been a lot of great fight in this card. Like, it's actually ridiculous, how good this card is. This card might break pay-per-view. I don't know. If Conor McGregor for sure be the main event in this card, for sure, I will guarantee this card will break pay-per-views for sure. Because there is a lot of great fights here. There's a lot of great fighters. And, that's what it's all about. Fans want this card to be stacked. They want this card to have a lot of action. And Dana White is putting in a lot of action in this card. You cannot go wrong, putting down what I'm seeing right now. Like, you see Justin Gaethje is fighting Max Holloway. That's the BMF belt. A lot of people, saw that fight against Justin Gaethje versus Dustin Poirier. Justin Gaethje knocked out Justin Poirier. That is ridiculous. That was a crazy KO. And now Max Holloway, I know he lost to Alexander Volkanovski 3 times, and he redeemed himself. Like, he came back and fought Korean Zombie, fought Allen, and got the victories. He has 2 victories in a row now. I don't know if this card is this fight is a good fight for Justin Gaethje and Max Holloway. I'm not too sure, but we know Justin Gaethje got power, and we know how Max Holloway is a pressure fighter. He will come forward for sure. He can take damages even though he get knocked out or whatever. The way he stands is a good card. Who's the baddest man on the planet? Who's the baddest motherfucker on the planet? Like, it's just ridiculous how this will play out. I don't know. Yuri Prohaska versus Rakic is a good card as well. And Yuri Prohaska lost to Pereira. That was ridiculous. Like, that was a belt on the line, and Yuri Prohaska couldn't perform, and Alex Pereira took the light heavyweight belt, and he's now the champion in the light heavyweight division. There's a rumor going out there saying that Alex Pereira might fight Tom for the interim belt, and whoever wins that belt to fight John Jones. But I don't know how true that stuff is. Alex is a good fighter. If he beats Tom, that will be 3 belts. That is ridiculous. Like, getting the middleweight belt, the light heavyweight belt, and getting another belt in the heavyweight. That is crazy, actually. So this is a good card, But now the question is, like, seeing all this card, like Kevin Kattar will fight Sterling. That is ridiculous. Like, I can't even comprehend what I'm seeing right now. Look, Sterling lost to O'Malley and, took his featherweight belt away from him, and he has to redeem himself. He has to come into this fight and get a victory, okay? And we have Bo Nickel. I can't even talk about this card, man. Like, Figueiredo is fighting as well. Holly Holmes versus Kyla is fighting as well. Like, crazy. Okay, this card is stacked for sure. Like, we all know that. Like, but the good question right now, the question a lot of people is asking, like, who will headline this card? Someone big has to headline this card. Someone has to carry this card and generate that pay-per-view numbers, or make it as big as whatever. UFC 200 was a good card. Amanda Nunes fighting Tate. Brock Lesnar was in that card. Daniel Cormier was in that card. That was a good card, okay? And they generate about 1 million pay-per-view in that card, okay? UFC 200, that happened a long time ago. They need to do better in this card for sure. UFC 300 needs to surpass UFC 200. Even UFC 400 has to do better than 300 for sure. So who will headline this card? There's a lot of options out there. Like, people were talking, Israel might come back and fight for the belt, fight Duplessis for the belt. And we know Conor McGregor and Michael Chandler will fight. You know, they were training in the Ultimate Fighting Championship, and you know, Conor McGregor is taking some time off due to testing, and I think he has to stay for 6 months or whatever. Chandler, on the other hand, said he can't wait for Conor McGregor to come back, but he has to wait. Like, Conor McGregor is the biggest star. Like, if he fight Conor, he's getting paid. That's the whole point. If he fights whoever, he might not get the money he deserves. Like, these guys lost their last fight. You know, they lost to Dustin Poirier, and like, just very beat both Conor McGregor and Michael Chandler. So these guys needs to, you know, fight for sure. Conor McGregor and Michael Chandler needs to fight for sure. And we have Nate Diaz. You know, Nate Diaz has been tweeting that he wants to fight Conor McGregor. I don't know how true that stuff is. And we have Leon Edwards wants to fight Belal Muhammad. I don't know how true that stuff is. You know, looking at the scenario for sure, like, if you want something bigger, if you want something that can surpass what you had before, I think you need Conor McGregor in this card. Conor McGregor needs to come back and fight for this card. Or someone bigger. You know, Israel Adesanya, you know, he's taking some time off. I don't know, him coming back and fighting for the belt is a good idea. He needs to fight Sean Strickland. Sean Strickland lost to Duplessis. Why can't you fight Sean Strickland in the main event? I know Israel can generate pay-per-view, but not as good as Conor McGregor. You know, his best pay-per-view so far is 800,000 so far on the record. So he haven't surpassed that 1 million. Conor McGregor have. Usman versus Masvidal have surpassed 1 million pay-per-view numbers, but that was during the pandemic. I don't know, Usman can generate pay-per-view for sure. He lost 3 times in a row. He lost to Khamzat Chimaev his last fight. So it's very difficult to predict where this fight will go, but UFC 300, I think, has to have someone there that can generate that pay-per-view numbers. You know, Conor McGregor is for sure. I think Israel Adesanya can pull those numbers. You know, Nate Diaz might. Daniel Cormier came out the other day saying that the UFC 300 needs Nate Diaz versus Conor McGregor trade. That will be crazy. That would be ridiculous. You know, I know Nate Diaz, he's already old and he already passed his prime, and Conor McGregor maybe have passed his prime as well, because I'm not sure how hard he's training right now. Like, but if they come back and fight Conor McGregor versus Nate Diaz trade, that will be crazy. That will be tremendous, and that's an easy fight for Conor McGregor to win, because he's been more active than Nate Diaz, to be honest. Like, he's younger. Like, for sure he can pull that victory. And on the other day that GSP wants to come back and fight for the main card. Like, I don't know how true this stuff is. It seems there's a lot of speculations going on out there. GSP already passed his prime. I don't know if he's coming back, if he will even be that good anymore. I know his last fight was against Michael Bisping, and he came back and choked out Michael Bisping and get the victory and beat I think the middleweight champion or whatever. He beat Michael Bisping, like, after coming back for a very long time. I don't know. GSP is a GOAT, but I don't think he needs to come back and fight. The current fighters right now, Contra needs to headline this card. I think Israel has a chance of doing it. Nate, I don't know, Nate is already not in Contra, not around. Like, UFC needs to call him back. What do you guys think, man? Who's gonna headline this card? For me, I think Israel might come back and headline this card against Sean Strickland. So guys, what do you guys think? Who will headline this card? Is it gonna be Conor McGregor? Is it gonna be Israel Adesanya? Is it gonna be someone else? We don't know. Let me know. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe to Libra TV. I'll see you guys later. Peace.